Alright, let's talk about how many numbers smaller than the current number. So this question is hard, and just jump to the example. So 8, 1, 2, 2, 3, right? For example, 8 is the largest one, so it will the value for 8 will be 4. There are four elements smaller than 8, and 1 is 0, 2 are 1, 3 is 3, right? There are 3 elements smaller than 3, so it's 3. So let's just jump to the diagram. So the given value and the element for the array, the range is from 0 to 100. So I'm going to give an array from 0 to 102 because we need to include the range from 0 and 100, right? Now when we add to the in array, right, we don't want to add into, like, for example, 1 add to index 1. We need to add in index 2. I will tell you why, because it's better to calculate it when you just adding. So I place every single element into it, right? But we increment by 1 because the smallest could be 0, right? So 1, so index 2 is 1, index 3 is 2, index 4 is 1, and then index 9 is 1. Then what I actually did is that I add every single element by previous one. So index 1, you add the previous one, so the previous one is 0, right? So it's 0. Index 2, add the previous one, so 1 plus 0, so it's 1. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 1 plus 3 is 4. And then 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 8, right? So when I traverse the loop, and then I will say, okay, for index 8, right? The first value is 8, right? I will get 4, right? And when I go on the index 1, is 0. Index 2, 1. Index 2, 1. Index 3 is 3. So that will be your final solution. Let's just code it. I mean, it's better for you to see what I'm doing. So I would say in the array, I would say count new int, and then it would be 102, right? Because the range is from 0 and 100, and we include it, and then we plus 1, right? Okay, let's just keep going. So for in I equal to 0, I less than nums.length, I plus plus. And what I should do is I in the array, right? And then nums array at I, and then plus 1, and then we plus plus for frequency. So loop again in this I, and then I less than nums.length, const.length, and then I plus plus. So this loop is we add the previous one, right? So the previous one could be index count I plus 1 plus equal count I, right? So since there's a I plus 1 constraint, so we just have to say I plus 1 for the second condition. And then what should we do? Like when we need to modify the nums array, right? So when we modify the nums array, we grab the count array element. So right now this is a count array, right? So for the nums array, this will be I equals 0, I less than nums.length, and I plus plus. So nums.I will be equal to count nums.I, right? So for example, nums.I equal to 0, which is 8, right? So this is count array. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 4, right? And then counts for 8 is 4. So nums0 will equal to 4, and then you just return nums. Right. That will be it. And let's check. Do I have error? No, I don't. Alright, good. Let's talk about time and space. For the space is order of 102 for the worst case, right? And for the time, that will be order of n, like depending on how many number in your nums. And I would say like all of like the size of num or 102, like I mean it could be 102 or the size of num for the time complexity. And it actually doesn't matter, like this is constant, 102 is constant, so it should be like pretty simple. And then for the time complexity, and that would be it. And I hope you get it, and peace.